Welcome everyone. Yes, today I'm going to talk to you about what is Zen and how to live like a Zen person, like a Zen monk. What are the essential habits to live as a Zen monk, to develop a Zen lifestyle, uh, your everyday life, how to live in a simple way. So those things, I have done some videos in Sinhala, and some of my friends, and especially there are some of my foreign friends here on Facebook. They told me to do something on English too, so that they also can understand what I'm saying. So anyways, um, this is my first video in English language. So what I'm going to talk to you about, very simple stuffs, but really essential. The people, especially you are watching my videos, the people who are at Ashan's yoga channel, and also the very close friends, all some of them really knows that I talk about a lot of spiritual stuff, how to be relaxed, and how to live in the present moment. What are the simple things that you can do to maintain a lifestyle like that, to be simple and calm and do things in a proper manner. So that's why I would like to talk to you about Zen, introducing Zen as a lifestyle to everybody. You don't need to be spiritual, or you don't have to be certain tradition, or to be Buddhist or whatever, Catholic, or any religious person, to adopt these styles and these simple steps into your daily lifestyle. There's nothing like that. Only thing is, it's really basic things, basic stuff, simple things that you can cultivate in order to sustain a lifelong habits that will definitely improve your living conditions, and decrease your stress levels and everything. So I think that would really helpful to you if in the future, while you are focusing on the present moment without thinking about the past, thinking about the future. Just focusing on the things that you are doing at the very moment is really will be helpful to you with time. So anyway, let's continue on this. First of all, I just give a brief introduction about what is Zen. So Zen is a Japanese word, and Zen is the meaning of Zen is meditation. So it actually there's another name like Chang. Chang is also a name in Chinese which calls about meditation and all that. So in Zen, if you are in Zen with continuous improvement, you come into Satori, which is again another Japanese word which literally translated like enlightenment, the feeling, some deep peace, something like that. When you translate Zen into Hindi or Indian languages, it's usually called like jhana or jhana, means like you in the path to enlightenment, a meditation, something like that. So before talking about Zen, let me talk about little thing about enlightenment and what is it all about. It is to realize that you are not the body, or you are not the mind. So I will. There are so many videos to come on both in Sinhala language and English. So I would upload those videos onto YouTube. How to recognize this, how to know that you who you really are, what are you, who you are. Like people think that they are their minds, people think that they are their body, people think that all their this other stuffs, like what they have in their life, things which are materialistic, that they belongs to them, that define their nature or something like that, that those things are connected to them. But we all know, we everyone knows that with time those things start to depreciate or just get away from you. So everything is temporary. So what is there anything in this world which is permanent? what is the permanence? Is there anything that we can stay forever? Is there anything that lasts so long, for eternity? So that's the thing. So if you think about I am, who's this I, the person? So it's a very broad topic. There are a lot to talk about it, because it's philosophical thing. If you talk about the five philosophical questions, that's still at the to up to date, that we cannot answer. It's one of the questions that they're asking is, who am I? Like, is there is a beginning to us, or is there an end to us? What is death? Things like that. There are some unanswerable questions in philosophy. So we have to understand, these things are very broad topics, that they since the humanity, since the Buddha, Jesus time, until now, like people like Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, they all talk about this stuff. They want to, they question about these things. What is this existence? Who are we? What are we doing in this planet? Is there an end to this? Is there any end to this universe, or things like that? Still the science, even in this modern technology, people are searching for these answers for those questions. So it's really hard question. So we will, little by little, will come to what to know about who you really are. What is your real life purpose? Why, what are we doing here? What are we expected to do in here? Do we have to be in a stressful situation in all of the time? Do we all have to be on suffering, something like that? So I will guide you little by little with all these videos that I am going to upload, in both in single language and in English language, that you will get the idea what you have to do with time. So let's continue. That's why it's the starting point should be the now. This is the real time, the time that exists, the universe, everything exists in the now. So you all can start. It's a very simple technique that you all can observe now, without thinking, without losing on your minds, without talking to each and every person, without doing so many work. You can just be and concentrate, to be silent, because the silence, the universe, that existence in all is in one. Once you are in silence, you will realize that everything has started from silence. So with that, that's why I'm giving the Zen as the first introduction to this, to the stepping stone, that you all can explore onto this vast area of spirituality, yoga, meditation. All can start at this very moment. It's very basic thing. It's starting all from these fundamental things. So that's why I'm telling these rules first. Then with this, you can cultivate a certain habit, a certain lifestyle out of it. With that, you can slowly try to understand. You will all will get what is the true nature of ourselves, and how do we get enlightened at this very moment and in this very lifestyle, and how to be a working person, as well as how to balance everything in life, and to be a great person, a great human being that will help all humankind, all mankind. So essential habits to live like a Zen person, like a Zen monk, we call it. Zen monks still live, especially on countries like Japan, Korea, China, especially like in the Shaolin temples. Also, there are some certain kind of monks, but especially in Japan, there are Zen traditions and special Zen temples. So it's all started from the Mahayana Buddhism. It's one of the sectors under the Mahayana Buddhism, the Zen Buddhism. But Zen today, when it comes to United States and Europe, in all those countries, in Western countries, it has developed into a meditation practice. So there are so many things to learn to get practical applications where when you are coming to lifestyle, how to improve things to do effectively and efficiently within a given time. So one of their first rules that they are telling to us, these Zen monks are telling to us, is do one thing at a time. That's a very specific, very good thing to cultivate, because if you are doing a certain thing, let's say for an example, early morning, like brushing the teeth or drinking your coffee or tea, whatever, do it mindfully. You can do it like uh, go to your washroom and get some water and splash it on your face, or just getting your brush, and everything you do it as a mindful activity. Like every simple things, like early morning, like once you get up, you drink some water, then you do some meditation, or you do some yoga practice for some time, then you go to take a wash, like that. Then after that, if you are going to work, you are going to iron your clothes, or else you can brush your shoes or something like that. And later after that, you're getting your breakfast. So all these things, simple things, we think like we ignore those kind of things, because we think like simple things does not exist. Like we live in a mind like we should all go to work and do things in the outside. There are a lot to do. There are people that we have to meet, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to do this thing, we have to do some stuff in order to do something which is proactive to us. So something like that, we all live in a rat race, like a kind of thing, because we all going on a race, like we are doing. We think the more we do, the more we will get, the more we are like doing certain stuff, that we will get lot of wealth, that that's why they say no pain no gain. So there's one thing, it's right, what they are saying is, but you can do things in more than a hard way, you can do things in a smarter way. So this is one of the best things that you can do, is do one thing at a time. So you are doing a certain stuff, you give some time a rest, then you're starting up again, then you do that work, then like that you are doing something, you give it a rest and do one thing, like that. Simple things. First start from simple things, like getting your breakfast, brushing your teeth, having a bath, or anything like that. Go to a shop, or buying some goods, some very basic stuff. So you can, all those things you can do mindfully, without thinking about what happened in the previous day, or what will happen in another 2 days time, what will happen in my job, what will happen if I don't get money, or this and that, blah blah blah. So without going the noise, you can instantly recognize, once these things, these patterns are going on in your mind, that those are just patterns, that those are just thoughts, emotions, that you are the observer of those emotions and thoughts. Once you realize this, that you will realize that you are not the mind. So I will come into to improve that area, because people still, most of them in the people, there are 7 billion people in this world, but people don't know that, they think that they are their body and their mind. They think that whatever they think, that it's about them. So they really don't know that whatever that comes into their mind is not actually it's not them really are, because we are the observer of the mind. We are observing the thoughts of the mind. If we don't observe, or we don't control our minds, then the mind will definitely control us, and we will get ruined like we start to get suffering because of the mind. Only 99.99% people are suffering because mind is everything, because mind telling us to do this, that, you think about the past, the future, do like this, do like that, and in mind it includes the ego and everything. So this everything starts from the mind. So if you, when you are doing one thing at a time and you are focusing on that work only, you slowly start to think about only about that work without thinking about the things that which are on the mind. So once a thought comes on, you immediately focus on your work and you start to do it again. Another thought comes into your mind, immediately you switch on to like that, focus, like focusing more and more and more into simple tasks that will soon, with time, with first when you started doing this, the mind will wander here and there, but with time, slowly, you will try to improve these things. You will try to get this idea very well. The next thing is, do it slowly and deliberately. Yes, once you are doing something, you have to do things really slowly. As I said, whatever you do in life, a simple task or if it is a complicated task, is all included little steps first, then that little steps added into a one big work. So everything has little steps, there's a process for everything. So you can go through this process little by little, time after time, giving a very slow pace, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, like that. You can do things really slowly because there is no time, any timekeeper or somebody who's looking at you and say, hey, we have to do this, we have to finish this thing off. Okay, if there's a deadline, if you have a specific task, yes, we should do fast, we have to work fast. But in day-to-day life, normally when you're doing activities and when you are going to a job or do some work, you, there is nobody to say, hey, you have to do this, hurry, or you will go nuts, or otherwise you can't earn money or something like that. There's nothing like that. So you can do things deliberately and slowly without just thinking about it. Like, you don't need to be really hurry, you can do slowly, you can do things slowly, and you can achieve the things that you have to do, and do it completely. That's the very important thing. Because when people think, because people are in their minds, they think while they are doing, they do it, they don't complete it, they just finish in half, then they go wander about, they think about something else. So I also like that. Sometime back, I it was hard for me to complete a task. Like, I do things in a half manner. The things, like, even the small stuff, I do 2 3 things at a time, and none of them give enough results. So that's the thing, if you are doing something, you have to do it completely, you have to finish it off. Once you are done it, you have to finish it off, so thing like that. So those things are really important. Like, when you are doing stuff, even a very little thing, very small thing, you do it to the end. Like, you finish it off. Try to finish it off 100%. If you can't finish it off 100% at that time, leave it. Then give some time, a rest, or again start it and finish it off. So otherwise you will ended up doing nothing, not doing any task. So that's another good thing that you have to understand, that you have to do one thing and complete, slowly doing it in the process, and finish it off. And as I said, put space between things. Yes, it's very important. Once you are doing something, once you have finished it, give it a rest, like 1 or 2 minutes, 5 minutes, doesn't matter, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it's fine. 1 hour, you take a good rest and start again. This is very important. That's why people are getting stressed, people are getting depressed, because they do so many tasks within a day. Like, they are doing 30 40 tasks within a day, and they are getting extremely stressed. Once when they are finished their work and when they go to sleep, they feel exhausted. And even in the morning when they get up, they feel exhausted, because even a 6 7 hours rest in sleep, it they can't cover up the that restlessness, that it all in their body, like they all feel that. So that's not a good thing. Like you have to, do things, to do things properly and give it a time resting period. Otherwise you will do so many work and you don't know what you are doing, and sometimes those all work won't finish off. So nobody in this world can do every all the work within a given time, because even you are 100 years, 150 years, or whatever the time you are living on earth, I don't think anybody can finish the everything what they have thought in their lifetime. No. So you write some tasks at in night. You write some 10 15 tasks. Try to do 5 tasks in the next day, and once you done it, you can cut it off, and there are remaining other 10 tasks. So it doesn't matter. All the tasks cannot be done in the next day. That's it. It's a normal thing. You can do it in another day, or you may not do it at all. It doesn't matter. You don't need to do all the work in the life, because you can do things slowly, but don't try to do everything within a specific time period. Give it a time. Sometimes some tasks might not be able to do within a year or two, but give it a try. That's a good thing. But you don't need to rush, because anybody who has left this world, anybody who have died, not finished all their work and died, while they are working on certain thing, even they are doing a job or doing a business or whatever, even they are at their deathbed, they haven't fulfilled everything they have to do. No. So we all dying. uh, we don't know at what time we'll die, but when we die, you can't finish everything on this earth. Like at the when the time comes, you have to go. So that's the thing. Put some space between things. That's another good lesson that Zen monks teach you. And again, develop rituals in the sense that you have certain, like for example, if you are waking up in the morning, let's say 5 o'clock in the morning, you meditate for half an hour, then another half an hour you do yoga practice, something like that. Another half an hour, you do some walking or do some cleaning activity, or you start to cook to that day, or you start to prepare your breakfast, something like that, and you get your breakfast at the time of like 7 a.m. or 7:30, like that. Then you at the 8 o'clock you start to go to work. So 9 you are at work, like from 9 onwards you are working, and at around 5 or 6, after 5 or 6, then you go to a shop to buy some things. So similarly, there's a certain pattern to everybody in daily in their lives, but what they're saying is you have to have some certain rituals. At this time you are at this time you are going to take a bath. At 12 noon you are going to take a bath, something like that. At 6 a.m. I'm going to take a bath, or at 9 o'clock at night I'm going to walk around my house or somewhere like that. So you have something like that. Like at 7 a.m. whatever you do, you watch TV, or you are on Facebook or social media. So you have a designated time in order to do certain activities. So that's why they call it a ritual. Ritual is something you do every day, every 2 3 days. Like every day they are practicing. Ritual is something that you're always doing something, that at the certain time, at a certain time they do that activity. So as I say, they are saying that develop a ritual. It's a very good thing, because with time, methodically, you will adjust into that certain activity, that simple activity. Maybe it's a very simple one, but you will do it, and you will know that once you are doing that activity, that you feel so calm and quiet in that work. So with that, yeah, when you are starting to do meditation and yoga practice and start the day, after that, I think everybody can do that. I'm going to give you a specific time period that you can do yoga and meditation, and start the work energetically, so that you can run through all day with effectively and efficiently, and finish off and when you are going to bed at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night, that you feel so relaxing. After again, when you are at the bed, you do a small meditation and go to sleep like that. I will with that I will do some videos on that also, how to develop those rituals, how to do those stuff, and how to be really active on this. So that's another good lesson. Next one is designate time for certain things. This is the same thing like the rituals, that you have a designated time. Like let's say for an example, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. you do certain things that maybe your hobbies, like reading a book, be on social media, listening to music, you cook some meal, some things from for a 1 hour, 1.5 hours, certain stuff that you really enjoy in life. To 3 4 hours, you are giving your 3 4 hours time in your life within a day, that really enjoys yourself. Because just working on your job or doing your business or whatever, you are a self-employed, or I don't know, maybe a student going to school or whatever, just doing that work alone won't give you any satisfaction, anything that you feel like that you are doing. Like you also have a time that have to relax, to do something that is essential for you, some hobby, something that you want to develop in your life, something that you want to experiment, that you want to be on success. Maybe there are things, people, there are hidden talents in the people's lives. Maybe they can sing, maybe they can dance, they can act, whatever, they don't know. So this time period, these 3 4 hours, they can explore these things, that what are the things that are hidden inside me, how do I get it out, what I have to do for it. Like am I capable of doing acting? So what should I do for that? How do I act? What should I do in order to give to market myself to others, that I have this talent? So something like that, you explore about yourself, you do things about yourself, that what you can do on this. That's a very good idea. That's a very good lesson that they are giving. Like designate time for certain period, certain things within a given time, within a day. That's a very good thing. I think if you can do that, you will definitely succeed in your life. Another one is devote time to sitting. Yes, please. That's a very good thing, because if you are sitting, like you sit, people don't sit these days, they don't sit for a quality 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Like they sit like this, like they're bending, they don't sit straight up. Like you have to be like straight on your chair, you have to put your legs down, touching the floor and all that. So sit for a proper time period. In the morning while you are meditating, you can do it on cross leg or whatever, sitting on a chair. Or at noon, even if you're at work, you properly sit. And even at night, while you are watching television or whatever, do sitting is a good meditation. Because these days people don't take a rest like sitting, they all think like we have to do so many stuff. So I will tell more about these things, how to be without do every time without doing, how to be smart at work, and how to do things in a very calm and quiet manner. And another good thing on this is what Zen monks are telling us to do is smile and serve others. That's a very good thing, very exemplary thing that everyone should do. Because we sometimes we don't smile with people, we don't do things to people. We think that well, there are other people, there are others, and things like that. But while you are going on a spiritual path, you try to understand that when you are understanding who you really are, you will understand this is all connected. We all are one being. We all connected. You will realize that every human being, every animal, every plant, everything on this planet, everything on this universe is connected, is within us, that we are the universe. So I'm going to do so many videos how to prove that you are the universe, that you, what is the enlightenment, and how to realize that who you really are. So that's because we don't know about that. We think there's another person, and we do so many things. We harm others, we do this and that. We don't smile with people, we don't love, we don't respect people, we don't respect animals, even a cat or a dog. We don't, we just we don't do anything like that. We just, we have to be really think about them. We have to smile with everybody, we have to think, we have to feel about others feelings. So this all comes with when you are connected with all the universe, that you, once you realize that when you realize more and more and more and more, when you are in your meditative state, you will realize that these everything are connected. And making a cleaning and cooking before meditation. Yes, cleaning and cooking, as I said, especially when you do cleaning and cooking, you can do it in a meditative state, because cleaning and cooking is one of the best things to do while you are concentrating fully while you are working on, because that's one of the most one of the best meditation techniques to that you can improve. While you are cooking, you are fully concentrated on that. While you are cleaning, that you are fully concentrated on that. You can do that fully while you are focusing on only on that work without thinking about anything. So you can do this as a meditation practice. And yes, even when you are think, that's another lesson, is think what is absolutely necessary to you, without thinking this and that, without thinking everything. You think about the things which are really 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 necessary to you, where you will understand that half of the things that you have thought are unnecessary things, that you don't need to think about those stuff. That when you are mindful about your mind activity, you will understand this. And last but the least is live simply, because today people, they don't live simply. They they think like they have to do certain stuff. They are like we have to do all the stuff in the work, in the world, and we should have a lot of money, lot of things. But no, we can live simply, we can do things in very simple manner. So from that, I would like to conclude this session, and thank you everybody. I will see you on my next video.